This story is about the Frog Queen. The Frog Queen is one of the fairy people, and I met her one day on a very messy, wet, muddy day. And this is what happened. It was a wet and soggy day, but I went for a walk anyway. The rain wasn't falling hard. It was more of a drizzle. As I began to pass the local pond, I heard ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Chuckling to myself, I decided I would go looking for Mr. Frog. He was likely trying to find a mate. In a week or two, the pond would be quite noisy with many frogs trying to entice a frog lady to join them. I break through the willows, iris, and cattails. Ah, yes, there's the pond. It's quite mucky this time of year. To the right are the lily pads, and yes, there's Mr. Frog. He jumps into the water when he heard me. Maybe I'll get another glimpse of Mr. Frog if I sit very still. I think to myself, most of my neighbors would only come visit this pond in the summer when it's clear and not so muddy. Thankfully, I wore my boots. Oh, look! Is that a frog lady? Huh. No. She's not a frog, although she's definitely quite comfortable in the rain and mud. She hopped up on a mushroom near me and spoke directly into my mind. Oh, dear God. Am I going crazy? I touched the ground, my boots, and I took a deep breath. Frog Lady said, I'm Losguna, the Frog Lady. I'm the one who cares for all the marsh creatures and the water plants. She continues, I'm pleased you decided to come this way in the rain. I like adventure and exploration too. Many of my fairy sisters and brothers think murky, muddy water is disgusting. But this is an important time of year when the waters fill with silt, which provides nutrients for the plants. She had more to say. All fairy waters are like human emotions. They can be clean and sparkling, or muddy, or something in between. When the pond is muddy, it is like the flowing waters dredged the creeks and rivers, depositing the old emotions that are no longer useful right here in the pond. While the mud, or non-life-serving emotions, are here, a person has time to explore their emotions. They're able to review the experiences that led to these emotions. Then they can release them into Mother Earth. It can be a bit frightening to explore one's emotions. However, if a person looks at it as an adventure, it's less scary. One thing I will tell you about the murky pond of emotions is that you might find sunken treasure here. Well, I decided this was really happening. I was really hearing this fairy frog queen speak to me. I courageously decided to ask her a question. What kind of sunken treasure will I find in this pond? Luscuna answered, the kind of treasure you will find is not gold and jewels like a pirate would leave behind. No. This sunken treasure is made up of parts of your talents and your potential. You see, you must uncover the hidden treasure by examining why you have the emotions you do. Why do you feel a certain way in particular circumstances? The mud and muck that hides the hidden treasure is made up of old traumas, misunderstandings, and from lack of opportunity. I became thoughtful. Looking at my less than pleasant emotions was never fun. But if I wanted to find the rest of my talents or my potential in life, then it would be worth it to explore these emotions. It does make sense that old traumas and misunderstandings could hide those gifts in my life. I turned to ask Laguna another question when I saw her leap into the air toward the pond. There was a big splash, and she was gone. After being a bit stunned, I looked around and discovered the sun had come out and the rain was gone. In the distance, I saw a rainbow. Laughing, I thought, now, who's going to come along and tell me about the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?